the day that you have made. Whatever comes, I won't complain. For all my hope is in your name, and now your joy awaits my praise. I give thanks for all you have done, and I will sing of your mercy and your love. Your love is unfailing. Lord, I am grateful. When I was down, you brought me out. You set my feet on higher ground. So here I stand. You are my God. Your faithfulness, my solid rock. Come on, sing it out. I give thanks for all you have done, and I will sing of your mercy and your love. Your love is unfailing. Lord, I am grateful. I give thanks for all you have done. I won't forget all the battles that you have won. Your love is unfailing. Lord, I am grateful. And as we lift our hands, the heavens open, heavens open. So let our lives declare the love our God has spoken over us. And as we lift our hands, the heavens open, heavens open. So let our lives declare the love our God has spoken over us. I give thanks for all you.
అందరూ నోసుకోండి ప్లీజ్. థ్యాంక్ యూ. I'm kidding. So my mom told me to write a speech. I didn't write a speech, it's blank. My name is Sukhad to all those that know me. And for those that don't know me, I hope you RSVP because my mom got mad at me for not RSVPing. I have something written down. Let me see. There we go. I actually did write it down. I came prepared. Don't worry. Thank you all for being here. This all means so much to me. Most of you remember me as a little kid running around terrorizing probably your child, and they'd come home to you crying, "Mommy, Sukhad did this to me." That's probably all that you remember. That's okay. But that's not who I am. You know, my mom had to deal with that every day, and she got like 5 phone calls a day about how her child would go to jail at the age of 18. I'm not in jail. I've never been there. So thank you to her for putting up with me. She says she's also going to run away a couple times each day, and either she's super slow at running away, or she just loves jungle very much. Either way, she is someone I can always count on and to be there for me, and she's the reason who I am today. Or I am who I am today. She's the strongest person I know, and she's the reason anything I've done is possible. She always does what's right, and she's always optimistic. So thank you, Mom. Thank you to my dad. Yep. Thank you to my sister. Thank you. I'm kidding. If there's an award for the best behind-the-scenes parent, it would go to my dad. He's one of the hardest working people I know. And even though he worked so hard every day, he still made time for me and time to come to all my sports events and drive me places. And still found the time to give me my Tanulu. Just rounds and rounds and rounds. But you know, that's how I grew up. If you don't know him, go meet him. My mom is a social butterfly out of the two, but he's actually more fun to talk to. And if you don't know, he's also funny. And he's always right, and even when he's not right, he probably is right. I love you, Dad, even though I don't say that often. Now, Tisha, someone I can yell at, make fun of, and go to bed knowing that I can wake up and do it all over again the next day. It's nice to see the sister that I raised turn out exactly like me. On the outside, she's the exact opposite, but realistically, she's just a better, upgraded version of me. And it's cool to see her grow up. My parents also always say yes to her. So whenever I want something, I pitch the idea to her to get her interested. And then she'd ask my parents and I'd eventually get what I want. That's how younger siblings work, right? They said yes. And of course, thank you to Jumbo, greatest dog to ever walk the earth. He saved my life. Don't feed him chicken, he's allergic, but he will eat anything else. Spoons, windows, key fobs. I love it. I'm lazy. I didn't start my online class until 2 weeks before graduation, so my mom would always yell at me. And she'd get an email saying how her son would graduate. And she'd be like, Nishu, why do you only have 0 in economics? And I'd be like, Mommy, it's an online class. I can start whenever I want. And then my dad would say something like, Nishu, you must do your class. Sometimes you only get water when the grass is growing. And whatever that means, right? I ended the class in 97, ended up graduating. I told you I'm lazy. If something's too easy, like online school, I just won't do it. Until I'm left with a life or death consequence. Like this speech too, I wrote it last night. The important thing is I get it done. I ended up graduating. So thank you all for being here to celebrate my 2-week accomplishment and for bearing with me. Tindi pettinam baita meekosame poesundi dayachesi please. Anni unnai annam kura pappu ledu. Inka please make yourself at home. There's food outside. If you have kids, please tell them to not be like me. That's my job. Thank you and enjoy.
Yeah, it will be difficult for me to decide where to start from. Because when Sukhad was about less than a year old, I left him in the US and I got to see him probably 4 months after the first day. And by the time he joined me in the US, like he was close to 2 years. So I missed a lot of his toddler mischiefs. But nevertheless, like he made sure that I did not miss any of those because he was double the mischievous guy that I could see or I could imagine when I last saw him. And from there, every year, as every year passed by, he used to surprise me with one of his talents, one of his skills and new mischievous behaviors. Sometimes like he used to surprise me with his spell bee achievements, sometimes with his science tag experiments, and also not to lead back anybody's bush skills. He set traps in my backyard to be able to catch a rabbit so that we can grill it in our backyard. And as he was growing and he was getting mature, he showed interest towards basketball. So I did make him join a basketball camp under a good coach. And since then, like his dedication was to the peak. Because like basketball, I am not familiar with that sport until recently. Because like when we were growing up, except for cricket and football, which is soccer, we didn't hardly were interested in any other game. So he became so perfect in that basketball that at any given point of time for free shots, he was the person to be called upon by his coach as he grew up, and he barely missed any of his free shots. And then soon after that, like he showed interest in football, and we were very hesitant because, as you all know, football is such a physical game, and every day you have to pray God that like your child doesn't get involved in an injury, whether for himself or for the person whom he is tackling. And by God's grace, like he was able to pass 3 years in football, wherein there was only one incident wherein he got injured. That really brought tears into my eyes as to way to like. Trying to control my emotions, but yeah, he is the dearest person who was given to me by my wife. And yeah, coming back to his football skills, like I never knew that like he would turn out to be a quarterback, and his passing skills were so accurate. And whenever I used to see him playing, I used to see that the football used to come out as a dart from his arm. Like I was really surprised to see that. And no matter whatever he did, whether it be sport, whether it be extracurricular, whether it be education, he always gave his best, and he always made me feel proud for every single achievement that he had made. So I'm hoping that he'll be stepping out. Of course, that was an anecdote from film Saharasanamam when Kamal Hassan comes to the stage on the very last, in the climax, to give a speech for the last performance that he trained the junior artist. So that's not from me, but that's from yeah, sometime later. But I would like to conclude this with all my best wishes and support to my dear friend, because he's more than a son to me now, and I would consider him to be as my friend from here on. So I give all my support to him and good wishes to him. And thank you all for stopping by in this precious moment of my life.
Okay, hi guys. Before I introduce myself, I want to start off with a little story. So several years ago, when I think Sukhad and I were 8 or 9 years old, our families had a mutual family friend who had a very young daughter. And she was at the age where she couldn't really say names properly, she couldn't communicate as well, but she tried. So when I first told her my name, she heard Upma, as in the dish. So she called me Upma Didi. And so obviously at school, we experience things like people aren't able to say our names as well. So I was like, hey, no, that's not my name. And as soon as Sukhad picked up on the fact that I did not like being called Upma Didi, he locked it into his memory forever. So every time we used to meet, he would bring it up sometime, and I would be reminded that that was once my nickname. But to reintroduce myself, my name is Yukta, and I've known Sukhad and his family for over 15 years now. So that's a very long time. When we were younger, most of our time was spent messing up his basement. We made huge messes in there. We played Minecraft with our siblings a lot, and we ate the yummiest dinners at 11 p.m. Super late dinners, but they were always really good. We've also spent several holidays together. I think Christmas was my favorite because despite my terrible singing skills, we got to sing carols. And then they always had a huge Christmas tree up with lots of ornaments, which was super fun. And then as we grew older, our conversations turned into more school related. We talked about shoes, sometimes cars, even though I knew nothing about cars. But sometimes the conversation would also start with something like, "Oh, I almost died at the lake from hypothermia." That was him, not me. But I can easily say that being around Sukhad, I was never unhappy. I was always interested to talk to him, to meet him. And yeah, all jokes aside, Sukhad is truly one of the most hardworking, creative, and kind people I know. He was always doing so many sports and so many things in and out of school. And I'm so glad to have known you for such a long time. I would wish you good luck, but I already know you're going to do great things. So congrats and never lose your kindness.
I am so embarrassed because everybody's silent is blaring and staring at me. Okay, congratulations, Sukhad. He's one of the most handsome boy. I mean, dressed well, very well. I always tell him that, and he always never disappoints me in that. Okay, Sukhad. Actually, I was asked to share something embarrassing about Sukhad. But I don't remember you having any embarrassing moments. You are the most funniest, quothiest kid that I have ever seen. He speaks my language, the Telangana, Telugu. And like a lot of kids speak Telugu, but he speaks like my nephew, Telangana. Pakka Telangana Telugu maatladtadu pillodu. And it finds it nice, I mean, when we listen to it. But most importantly, I want to say one thing that unique about Sukhad is he's very kind and sensitive. Like the way he looks naughty, and you know the accomplishments a lot of people of you have told about him. But there's one more point that I want to add. Even when you were a child, you were like 5 or 6 years old. You and my son have the same age, and they both share the same month also as birthdays. But and my son has special needs and he has autism, and he used to be very, very hyper at that point of time. I don't know what Sukhad saw in him, and he used to be very good friend with Joshua, and you were one of his best friends. You and there's another kid. You are the only two people that are very good friends. I wrote something like, what is it that made you special? When the whole world was looking at the negative aspect of Joshua, you were the only one who saw him as a child. You saw his negativity as a strength. That is very rare because you are at the same age. You're not like little older than him to show sympathy or kindness, but you showed that kindness, and that comes from the Lord that you serve, because God is love, and that you showed it to Joshua. You've been a kind friend until date. Every single year, he calls my son and wishes him on his birthday. He never forgets a year also. Even during COVID, you made his birthday special because you called him. And yeah, I think I already told you, you are always rocking with your dressing, and I love your dressing sense. You're rocking today also, and keep rocking like that, and all the girls will always fall for you. I'm sure it is very hard for you to manage Susan and Lennon. It will be hard for you to count all the girls that he has as friends. I'm sure. I know, you will still, it didn't end there. That's what I'm trying to tell you, it didn't end there. I see that. I'm wondering where it came from. Yeah, I know Susan from at a very young age. She's my cousin's friend, so she's not like that. So I'm sure it came from you. I don't want to take more time, but I just want to say these few things: that God bless you abundantly. Always choose good friends, and above everything, stay kind like this, and love the Lord, and He will direct your paths. That is what I want to say. Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity, Susan.
We know each other since age 5. So we went to kindergarten together, and here we are after so many years of our friendship. And I really cherish Susan's friendship, very genuine person. I have a lot to say about Susan, but I know today is not Susan's day, it's Sukhad's day. Okay, so I'll tell you my little vivid memories about Sukhad and my interactions with him, and how he transformed to be what he is today. So Sukhad, one vivid memory about you is in 2010 we moved to Atlanta, and some of our school friends, about 5-6 families, have decided to go on to the Helen, Georgia mountains. We had a little cabin rented, and Sukhad was in a group of kids, mid-age. Some were older, some were younger. So Sukhad managed the whole crowd they were all new to each other, right? But Sukhad's personality was such that he could basically be a bridge to the older kids and younger kids, and he gelled well, and all these kids are still friends. Some of them could not make it today, but he is a binding factor for our group of kids, and gels well with them, and his personality is such that he's liked by everybody. So we really appreciate your personality. Keep up, because it's very important to find genuine friends. So I really think he got his genuine personality from Sukhad more than Lennon. Lennon, sorry, but yeah. The other thing is also, Sukhad, I have to tell you, you have transformed, in a very good way. My memory is you were a little chubby, curious kid, and year after year you see him, and I don't know what ball games you played, but you became athletic and fit and well-dressed person, and but I like the curiosity factor in you has stayed back, and I think that's a very genuine quality. Especially I see you want to go in healthcare, so being a lifelong learner and displaying your empathy and your people skills are very, very important. So I wish you all the best, and very proud of all the accomplishments thus far, and I wish you all the best. And you have great parents, Lennon, Susan. I have no doubts about their parenting skills, and your sibling is the artist in making, so best wishes for his family today. Okay?
I met Sukhad when I was around like 3, but I remember this chubby Indian kid just running around trying to make friends, but like making everybody cry, and like half of them are outside. So, but he eventually bonded with everybody through the DS phase, like Nintendo DS. Might be too old, but yeah, you guys get it. There are many things I love about Sukhad. His buzz cuts that he gets like every summer. His personality, and most of all, his advice. His advice is amazing, whether it's school related or even life related. He always knows what to say and what to guide me. Another thing I love about this guy is that he's really friendly. 4 years ago, we made a fantasy group chat actually, and now we're pretty close friends. And so you saw 2 of them up there, and it was because of Sukhad, so I thank Sukhad because of that. And it's amazing to see that Cambridge allowed you to graduate. So, but for real, it's amazing to see that Sukhad is a man now. And I know I'm sounding like an uncle right now, but seriously, growing up with you and seeing how you have grown has inspired me. And I know I'm a year younger than you, but my advice is always have God in your heart. And Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not disaster, to give you a future and hope." And to finish off, one of my favorite memories was playing the sister game with Sukhad. And so, how the sister game was is basically you would have a cactus on, and you would pretend you're doing sister, and then someone would grab it, and then you would start running after them, and then. And we would just go run, we would just run after each other. So yeah, have fun in making.
Yeah, and now we're gonna celebrate my brother by cutting cake. Where is it? Oh, it's right there.
And I will sing of your mercy and your love. Your love is unfailing. Lord, I am grateful. I give thanks for all you have done. I won't forget all the battles you have won. Your love is unfailing. Lord, I am grateful.
Hey!